Hi YouTube. Today's video is going to be a fun one. As you can see, I'm back home in my room. I'm no longer in Japan, but this video is about shopping in Tokyo and well, maybe this video won't be the best guide because I didn't do too much shopping in Japan. I mean, as you may know, I only had 5 days while I was out there, and I did do some shopping, which you'll see in this footage here, but a lot of the time it was just me going to spots that I like. So you might even be able to call this like my more niche shopping recommendations, and just like I'm basically showing you clothing pieces that I saw while I was shopping in Japan that I liked, some of which I picked up, and I will also introduce those pieces in a haul at the end of the video. So I'm basically going to talk you through the footage. I'm going to tell you like where I was at when I was filming these clips and like what I liked about them, what I ended up picking up, and then obviously not everything that I bought is pictured in the footage. I wish I had filmed everything, but I just like forgot some of the times, of course, and so you'll see everything in a collective haul at the end of this video, so you should stick around to watch that. And I think that's pretty much it. This isn't gonna be like the best guide, again, because I'm not going to like every spot to shop at in Tokyo. I'm only going to my spots that I frequently return to, you know what I mean? I didn't do like all the spots, of course. I did not like even have enough time. I'm gonna look through my footage and basically talk you through it. I like clearly didn't do enough planning for this video, so I didn't like organize it while I was out there. So I feel like this is kind of the best way that I can like guide you through the footage, basically. If you've never been shopping in Japan, I don't know if this would be like confusing for you, but a lot of this footage is gonna be from these like secondhand sort of consignment stores. Like if you've heard of Second Street, we have those in the States as well, like in LA especially. It's kind of like where they buy and sell products. So in Japan, it's really common for like everyone to buy or to sell to Second Streets. I don't know that there are as many like thrift stores as we call it, like Goodwills and whatnot. They just sell stuff for really cheap at these sort of buy and sell stores. Anyways, there's a few that are like Second Street. Usually it's going to be Second Street and then the Trayfac stores and then the Mode-Offs. So if you hear me mention those names, you know that I'm talking about these secondhand like buy and sell stores. But I'll remind you again anyways. So these first few pieces I was trying on at a Second Street, I think. My advice is to go to Second Streets outside of the busy areas, of course. So most of the time when people are telling you where to vintage shop in Japan, they're gonna tell you like you should go to Shimokitazawa or what's the other one? Koenji. I didn't go to either of those spots. I don't even like Shimokitazawa. I think there's too many like American vintage kind of stores, but in general, like walking around those areas is fun, of course, because you'll see a lot of well-dressed folks, like a lot of young people that are vintage shopping. But there's Second Streets like in pretty much every section of the city. Like you'll find them in Shibuya and Shinjuku, whatever. But those areas are so heavily swept through, if you know what I mean. So it used to be really nice to shop even in those areas, but nowadays I would say you're not gonna have much luck unless you're looking for like high-end designer pieces and you're willing to pay that high-end designer price, you know what I mean? So look for Second Streets, Mode-Offs, Trayfac stores outside of the major areas. That's what I was doing here. I'm just showing you some of the stuff I had in my fitting room. I didn't end up buying most of these things, but I did buy one thing. I almost bought this pink coat, which I thought was kind of cute, but I didn't get it. And then I did get this like fur bolero situation, which I love. I'm so glad I got it. And I wish I had like a video of the price tag, but I'm pretty sure it was like 500 yen, which would probably equate to like $3, $3 US. I had this like balloony sleeved top that I was trying on, which I didn't love, so I just left it behind. Here we are in another like outside of the city kind of spot, and I'm in a Mode-Off store here. Me and Sky were trying on this Louis coat, and I loved it so much. Like sometimes Sky will pick things out and we'll share the items if we both like them, but most of the time like our tastes don't align like too much. But I saw this on his body and I was like, oh my god, like I'm obsessed with that. Don't ask how much it was, but we did end up getting it because like it's so gorgeous. Like I've never seen anything like this. It's like sporty, but it's a coat. It has the buttons, like I don't know, it's just so beautiful. So we did end up picking that one up. And I think this is just me showing you some other things I saw at that store. You can see the mode off tag here. I did really like this jacket. It's Betty's blue, but I didn't get it. I didn't feel like I needed it. I did get this sailor dress, which I haven't styled yet, but I'm very excited to. I wanted something like this, and I knew I would be more likely to find it in Japan because it's kind of like their uniform style sometimes. And I did also get this hat that I have on. I really like this sort of newspaper boy hat silhouette, but I only have one of them. It's like my black one that's kind of worn out, so happy to add this one to my collection. This was at a store that had like a lot of toy type things. I did pick up a few things here and they're really fucking cute, but I'll talk about that later. Here I'm looking at shoes inside of a Second Street, I think. I loved these shoes so much, but they were too small for me. Like I really tried and they were too small and I was so sad. I think here I'm actually at the domicile, domicile, I don't know how to say that in English, store in Shibuya? No, Harajuku? I think it's in Harajuku. They just stock like a bunch of brands. There's a lot of stores like that in Tokyo. And this one specifically I went to because they were doing a Happy 99 pop-up. And so I'm just looking at all the inventory, and then here's the Happy 99 pieces. This store is really cute, but obviously with these kind of stores, like they're stocking from brands overseas. So then you have to pay that like extra fee on top of what the item values, you know? So it's not really a feasible price, but it's still really fun to look through these kinds of stores. We were talking about how cool these little like tabby sandal type things were. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like a tabby shoe and then it's layered over like a flip-flop sandal. I didn't like look at the price or try them on or anything, but they're quite cool, so I have footage of that. Also really like these boots, they're so cute. And then just the rest of the Happy 99 store like pop-up design. Oh, and there's this brand, the Lilies of the Valley. I've been following them on Instagram for a really long time, and I do actually have one of their pieces, but the football style stuff is just so gorgeous. I still need to pick one up for myself, but I just haven't yet. They're quite pricey, but eventually I'll get to it. Oh, here I think we're at, I think it's called CC Store? It's called CC Store Tokyo. My brother took me there. I think it was somewhere in the Harajuku area, yeah. And I think it's relatively new. It's another store where they're gonna be stocking predominantly vintage. So there was a lot of cool stuff in here. I just have random footage. I fell in love with these boots and I didn't even put them on my feet. I don't know why. I just assumed they were gonna be too small because they looked too small. And I also assumed it was gonna be expensive. They're gorgeous. They will remain in my memory. Now we are in the Lafayette Mall in Harajuku. If you guys have been to Tokyo, you've probably been here. The women's type malls are gonna be the Lafayette Mall and the 109 Mall in Shibuya. I prefer the Lafayette Mall because they have a lot more, I guess, like overseas brand type stores. They have a lot of brands that stock like Chinese, Korean brands, and then they have a lot of stores that stock like American, Europe brands. I don't know. Obviously it's not cheap. It's definitely on the higher end price, but it's really fun to look through the pieces. So this is one of the stores that's like right there in the entrance, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called, but they stock all of these Grounds shoes. If you're familiar with the brand Grounds, they make these really, really cool, like thick-soled, bubbly-soled shoes. I have a few of them myself. And then we're looking at some Balenciaga like sneaker heels here at the store across. And me and Sky were talking about these. It looks like soccer cleats and then it has this like fake grass strip under it. It's so funny. Maybe not like the most wearable, but it's kind of cool in theory. I think these were inside of, I don't remember the name of the store. Again, these are inside the mall, so like you'll find them in there. This was a store that was stocking a bunch of brands as well. The Ashley Williams skirt in the beginning. This is a no dress pair of pants. I almost bought these. They have like the boxing glove built in as the pockets. And it's so awesome, but it was like $300, so I could not pull the trigger. I think this also might be no dress. Here's Sky trying on a jacket in that same store. I don't know the brand of it, but it's quite cool. And then I'm in another store here now. We're looking at some Korean brands again. I did end up picking up this blue polka dotted track zip-up, which I love so much. I'm so glad I did. I believe the brand is Crank Soul. We figured that out the other day when the girl at a Second Street store asked me the brand of my jacket. I almost bought this blue top, but I didn't end up loving how it looked on me. I think I have footage of me trying it on, actually. I love these shoes. It looks like the brand is Old Order. It kind of looks like Oakley. And then I loved this bag as well, but I didn't buy either of those. This is going to be inside the store I referenced called Great, and then number 8. They stock a lot of like designer brands, I guess you would call it, or like more higher end US and European brands. So this is Lucille Safdie here. Gorgeous dress, probably like $1 million. Then we have a rack of Ashley Williams pieces, which you know is like my number 1. These are, I forgot what brand. This is Ashley Williams bag. This is a Chapova Luena bag. This is a rack of Sandy Liang pieces. Again, like $1 million, but so beautiful. I loved the Sandy Liang mannequins too. I love this jacket. And my favorite, the Sandy Liang star skirt. So beautiful. Okay, and then this was a store that was selling, sorry, I had to adjust my camera, so we might be at a bit of a different angle. This is a store that was selling like a bunch of handmade type goods. I feel like I would be familiar with these artists, I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but everything was so cute. And then this is gonna be the footage from one of the stores in the La Ferrette Mall. I was trying on these pieces on the final day, and I did end up buying this hat. And I did not get this skirt. I don't know, I didn't love it that much once I put it on. I do kind of like this skirt looking back on it, but I don't really wear skirts that much, so I didn't want to spend like so much money on it. This is a shirt I told you about that I didn't love. It's just like whatever. In theory it's cute, but it's not as cute on. And then this is the zip up. This is like my number 1 purchase maybe. I really, really love this thing. I kind of overpaid for it because it was, you know, stocked in a store. And I could have maybe got it for less online, but it's okay because I would have had to pay like shipping and whatever, and you know how they say like when you're traveling, money's not real. Maybe that's not the wisest advice. Anyways, I'm gonna haul now because I have a lot of pieces to show you. Okay, so first, let's start with the stuff I just showed you. I have a lot of these unworn still in my suitcase for you so that I wouldn't lose track of what I bought. And I feel like I already have, but whatever. First we have the hat. I adore this hat. I love any sort of fun hats. I have about 1 million of them, and I'm always looking to add to that collection because I'm insane. The brand, again, Crank Soul. It says this is 8,000 yen, so I'm assuming that would take us to like 60 bucks, 65, which is maybe not the best price, but it's also not the worst. And then we have the Crank Soul zip up. This is my favorite. It has a little rosette here and the lace details down the side. I love a little mock Adidas vibe, to be honest with you. I love the polka dots. I love the navy blue. I had the option of getting like a black one or a white one, and obviously I feel like this was the right choice for me. It has a little like lace label on the back. It's so cute. I feel like a track top, a cute track top, is like so me. Anyways, I'll also show you this, which I've already been wearing so much. It's the little top that we saw in the beginning of the video that I got at 2nd Street. I don't have the tag on it anymore, obviously, but this truly was like $3, and it's just like a little shrug. I don't have anything like this. The fur feels so nice. The color is gorgeous, and it fits beautifully. It's like it only comes to like about here, so it's just like a tiny little shoulder moment, cute with like a tiny top. You know how it is. I don't think I have footage of me buying this, but I have been wearing it, as you can see. It's like a little polka dotted striped polo. It has some like silvery details, and it's a bit see-through. It's so cute. I've been in like a big polo phase, so I saw this at I think a book off store, you know those like book off bazaar stores. So I got this for really cheap, like probably like 600 yen out there, you know, like $4. That's like thrift store pricing, and it's so cute. It's just like a simple little thing that I could wear on a simple little day with like a zip-up jacket over it. Would be cute. Very casual vibes. I have her still in the bag here from Mode Off. The sailor dress. Do you remember this? I haven't worn this yet, but I have to. I have to figure out how I'm gonna wear this. It just has like the sailor collar to the back. It's just like a simple little red dress. Has a cute shape. And it might be a little bit big on me, actually. I think this was like a medium. Oh, I still have the price tag on it. This was 1,650 yen, which would probably be like $13. I feel like that's a pretty fair price. Secondhand. Love her. I'm just gonna get this one out of the way because it's huge. I have to like not look at the price of this because it's actually insane. But this is our beloved Louis coat. Where are the buttons? It looks like that. Can you see that? I love the gold buttons and the striping on the side. It's so cute. This does look better on my brother, to be honest with you, but I'm so excited to wear that if we ignore the price, besides the price. This is another one that I really like. I got this at a 2nd Street I think it was at 2nd Street. I wish I still had the tag on it, but I was like debating if I should get it because it has sort of like a grandma-esque feel, but for some reason I was really drawn to it. I like the fur collar, and it has a little bit of like lace peeking through the collar, and at the bottom too, if you can see that. I don't even usually go for like a floral print, but for some reason this really spoke to me. And that day I was wearing these like baggy camo shorts, and I felt like it looked good with that because it has a little bit of green in the details, you know? So that's kind of how I ended up wearing it, and I felt like it looked really good. And then we have the hat. I showed you this in the footage. I was wearing it with the sailor dress, but I really like this. It's like a corduroy material, and it's simple, but I feel like it'll be nice for when I want to wear a lighter colored outfit with this sort of hat vibe, because my previous option was always only black. I don't even think I showed you the footage of me. I don't think I have footage of me buying this coat. I got this at the Book Off Bazaar. I think that's where I got this, but I don't think this was super cheap. I think it was like 6,000 yen, which I mean is still cheap for a coat, like if I was to buy it out here, but it has sort of like this sailor feel to the collar again, like the exaggerated collar, and then also the flap on the back. I was looking for a trench coat type of thing because I don't really have those back at home, and like you saw in the footage before, I was looking at like a pink coat at 2nd Street, and I didn't love it, so I didn't end up getting it. And then eventually I stumbled upon this one, which I loved, and I did end up getting. It has sort of like a snug fit, especially around the waist area, so I kind of really like that. And of course I love the exaggerated collars. It also has a belt on it and buttons all the way down. It's sort of like a brownish, tan-ish color, and I really like that. I don't know if I'll wear it too often when I'm in LA, but I feel like it would be nice for when I travel to other cities when it's a bit colder. And then my remaining stuff is just gonna be like smaller things that I got. I did get these like lace gloves. I haven't even taken them out of the package. I got these at Don Quixote actually, but I don't have anything like glove-like, so I thought this would be kind of fun. I'm probably gonna try that out soon. And then these are the things that I got at the store that I showed you with all of the like trinket type stuff. I got this like memo pad kind of thing. I don't know how to explain this, but like this sort of vibe is like hard to come by these days. I feel like you kind of have to buy them used. So I was really excited to find this at like a retail shop, and I just went for it. It says this was 330 yen, so it's like $2, which is crazy. I love it. And then this is one of my favorite things that I got actually. Still at the same store. I got these spoons. They're so cute. I don't know what these characters are called, if you can really see it, but it's these sort of like vintage looking, not vintage looking, whatever, kind of vintage looking characters. And then it's like a spoon and a fork, a little mini like tea style. For some reason I really like collecting like fun glassware, homeware, ceramics, whatever, even though I never use them because I'm scared. But something like this I feel like I'll have for a really long time, so I'm excited that I have that one. And then still at that same store, I got these hair clips that I kind of forgot about, but they're really cute. The only thing that bothers me is that there was no duplicates. They were like one of ones, I don't know. So I bought these two, just like cute little hair clips, because I'm always wearing hair clips like every day, and I like to have a fun one if I could, because I'm only ever wearing my like little gold ones. But I still have to try these out. I think they're cute though. We'll see. I think that's it. That's literally the end of my haul. I didn't do like too much shopping again. I say that as I have this like pile of clothing next to me. Usually if I had more time, I feel like I would have done a lot more shopping, so maybe it's for the best that I didn't have too much time. But I did get some things that I really love, so I feel like that's a win. I think that's the end of this video. I have worn a few of these already, but I'm excited to style the rest. I feel like we have to do something for the sailor dress, so I'll work on that. I'll try to list the stores that I mentioned in the description so that you could look at that if you want to. I'll also add in like the Instagram profiles if I can find them. But that's gonna be it from me. I will see you. If I upload my nail vlog first, then I don't know when I'll see you. If this uploads first, then I will see you in my nail vlog. And that's gonna be it. thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.